Hello fashion lovers, I'm Grace and welcome to my channel. Here we share tutorials and all things fashion for women and kids, so you are definitely in the right place. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on any of our videos, so kindly hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. And to my returning subscribers, welcome back. I truly appreciate your love and support. Thank you. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to make this stylish Bubu Kaftan with Mikado, and if that is what you would love to learn, then stay tuned and let's dive into the video. Alright, like I said, the material needed to make it, to achieve that style, is Mikado fabric, and it's very thick. If you don't know it, when you get to the market, you can ask for Mikado fabric, and you'll be using 2 colors or anyhow you want it. But for me, I have 3 yards of the green and the blue is in 2 yards as well. Alright, the measurement needed to achieve this style is your back measurement, your waist, your hip, your bust, and your sleeve measurement, and the full length of the dress. Okay, for this style, the person has 60 inches full length for this dress, and the upper part will be shoulder to knee length, and that's 40, so which automatically means the remaining part will be 20. Also, don't forget to add your allowance for the upper one and the lower one, which means if you are working with 40 like this, you will add half inch for joining into the lower one and half inch for joining at the shoulder, which makes it 41. Also for the lower part, which is 20, that means we are working with half inch to join with the upper one, and the lower one will be the allowance to hem it, which is let's say 1 inch or 1.5, depends on the allowance you're working with. So that's how to achieve it. Now let's go into the cutting. Okay, first thing we want to know is the right part of this Mikado fabric, and the rough one is not the right one, why the smooth one is it. So we'll be folding it into 2 using, it comes in 60 inches length per yard. Yes, it's by 60, so I will just be folding by that 60 because I notice it's enough to make this type. Because if you calculate your back plus sleeve and the split measurement, like pleat allowance, when I calculate it together, it's around 29 point something with any allowance as well. I hope you understand what I say. So that's what I will use to fold. So we are folding it by the exact length, which is 60, and when we fold into 2 is 30, like that. So when you measure your back, the next thing is to measure the sleeve length, which is 16. Sleeve length for this person is 16. Then the pleat allowance, I'll be working with 4 inches on fold, which means when we fold the 4 inches, it means we fold it by 2 inches. I hope you understand. Okay, if you notice, if you check very well on the style, you notice this pleats fold on the sleeve area. So that's what we are achieving with 4 inches. When we fold it, we are folding 2 inches like that, which makes it 4 inches. You will understand better when we get to that part. So the length for the per yard is 60 inches. So when we fold it, that means we are folding 30 inches into 2. So like that, we can achieve our measurement that we said. So I'll fold it into 2 here, and okay, can you see that the rough edge of the fabric meet? So that's how to know what I explained. We are working with Mikado. Okay, so we fold it into 2 like this. You can cut both front and back together if you like, but first thing is to just pin it to make it stay in place. Then we measure the length we are working with. Don't forget that is of 2 color, and the upper one we said is 40 inches. That is the shoulder to knee measurement, and to achieve that we will also add 1 inch allowance, which means we are cutting 41 for the length. Okay. Alright, so let's cut for the front first, and we measure our back measurement. For this person is 8 inches. I'll mark that. This is just to explain to us what I explained earlier, and for us to get what I really mean. Okay, after taking that one, then we measure the sleeve length that I said is 16. So we mark that one too, and the measurement for pleats, which is 4 inches, I will also mark it, and the remaining allowance will just be for the hemming of the sleeve. Alright. Okay, the neck width is 3 inches. We'll mark that. Then the depth for the front is 7 inches. I've marked it also. And it's a V neckline, so we connect the V. So you can do what you like. If you want to deeper or just work with your allowance, I mean your preference. Alright, so let's explain. You mark your back. Then from your back, you mark about 8 inches. or 6 inches. It all depends on where you want the pleat to fall. So I want to explain how the pleat will be. So when you marked 8 inches or 6 inches from your back, you know, I first marked the back this thing. So the next thing after marking another 8 inches or 6 inches is to place our pleats around that side. Can you see how I fold it? But you are not doing it first. You have to join your shoulder and your dress should be ready before you can now input the pleats. All right, so you now mark your width, your pleat width. So I'm working with 4 inches. So when I divide it into 2, that makes it 2 inches on fold. So that's how it will look like. And okay, so I totally missed the rest of the video, but I'll be using some other colors to explain and in another measurement. So I'll be working with centimeter instead of inches. Yes, I'll be working with centimeter instead of inches, just to explain how it will be. I'm really sorry, kindly bear with me, but I promise it's going to be explanatory, and when you watch closely and listen to what I'm saying, you understand it and you'll be able to apply it to your dress if you are working on this style. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I'll be cutting both front and back together, and I'll fold it into 2, just like I explained that you will fold by 60 length, which means you fold 30 like that. So I'm using centimeter, which means 30 centimeter. So for you are working with 30 inches or whatever inches that you measure or you wanted to achieve with it. So from there, the front neck width, and that is the same thing with the back width. You know, I said it's 3 inches, so we are also working with 3 inches, but on the tape I'm marking 3 centimeter. So please, I'm really sorry, don't say I'm measuring centimeter and inches, but I'm using centimeter. You just note it at the back of your mind that we're working with inches for our dress. So I'll mark for front neck depth, which is 2 inches, or your depth that you want for your back. It all depends on you. So I'll mark it also using that front piece that you can see. So the neck, which is a v-neck, I've connected the v-neck together just like I explained earlier. Okay, so the next thing now is to mark our shoulder, which is 8 inches. We'll mark our shoulder 8 inches, and also mark the sleeve length, which I mentioned earlier, 16 inches, but I'm marking centimeter. Then the remaining weight measurement will be for the pleat and the hemming. So next thing is to come down by our bust line, which is 11 inches for this person. Then we mark our shoulder, we add some inches like 1 or 2, then we mark the bust line, which is 11 inches. Then we connect the straight line, and I will write bust line on that one. Also, we'll mark the hip line, which is 26 or 27 inches thereabout. I'll mark across, then connect the straight line and label it hip line as well. And also measure the knee line. Don't forget I said it's 40 inches, but I will add 1 inch allowance, mark it across, then that's our knee line measurement. For the upper one, which is green, don't forget please. Okay, so I've labeled it like that. The next thing is to divide our bust measurement divided by 4, then we add 6 inches to it. You can add allowance if you want, but from that 6 inches I'll be sewing 1 inch allowance from there. Also on the hip line, I'll mark hip line divided by 4, then add 6 inches as well. So on the knee line, I will just remove 2 inches from the hip line measurement that I marked earlier. So I'll remove 2 inches, then connect it like that. So the upper one is ready. Next thing is to come to the shoulder area, like the armhole area. Then we just mark our armhole measurements plus 1 inch east, then we come down again by ½ inch, then create that curve. So that's what I did there, so that it won't be too tight or choking the body. And also be sure that the sleeve round is going to be enough to achieve the sleeve round you measure, and have some ease around the sleeve as well. It's not a tight sleeve. All right, so next thing is to cut, and the front piece is already like that. Okay, while cutting the neckline, make sure you cut the front separate. You can cut the back neckline together, but the front you raise it up to cut it. All right, so this is what I mean on the main fabric. Can you see? And can you see how I curve it and the armhole area? This is just to explain it for us using this fabric and that. Okay, the next thing is to open up the front and back piece like that, front facing front, but by this time we'll have had the facing on the neck area. Then we are joining the shoulder using 0.5 inch allowance. All right, next thing is to cut the lower part, but this part is the blue one. So the blue lower part, we fold it into 2 like this, front and back together. Then we'll bring the one piece of the front piece, like the upper one that we cut at first, we bring it on it just to align it together. Mark the lower piece allowance. Don't forget that this measurement is 16 inches we are working with, so we place our tape on 40 inches, then mark 62. We are adding 1 inch allowance for hemming and half inch to join to the other side, so 1.5 for hemming. That means it's 22 for the lower part, like that. I will align the line together like that, the full length line, then curve it to the down part. We just follow the measurement from the knee line to the hem, like that. Okay, the next thing is to work on the parchment at the front, that front design made with blue material. So we have to iron to know the midpoint before we can join that, and to even cut that in itself, you will fold into two and iron it and make it show that line. So after that, you measure the width and the height you want for it before you cut that V design at the down part. So you measure 6 inches. This is what I work with. I work with 6 inches by the width, and the height is it 9 or 10, so it depends on how long and how wide you want it. Just make sure you are measuring from the middle, just for it to align. Also, we go inward by 2 inches or 1.5 by the side to form that V at this that we see there. So by the side and down, then we create that slant. So that's where we'll cut, and when we open it up, can you see how the slant shows on both sides? So that's it. And if you want it on one side as well, you can just open it up, then cut the slant. So it depends on you. Also, the next thing is to join into your fabric, and you place it right at first, turning it upward like that, then sewing it down with half inch to the next side. Then we fold by half inch on both side and the down part, just to stitch it inside like that. So that's how to go about that. All right, the next thing is to join the blue one to the upper one, as you know. So we join it at that side. Can you see it will align and form one down like that? Okay, after we've joined it together and we've joined the shoulder, as you can see, we can now sew the hem from the arm mold to down, and it's ready here. And the next thing is to input our pleat. So don't forget that from the center we use 3 inches width, so I will mark that, placing my tape at the midpoint just to know. So it's 3 inches from the V neckline, or from the neckline width. So from there we mark our back, which is 8. So we place our tape on 3, then mark our back, which is 8. I hope you understand what I say. So from that 8 inch, we now mark the measurements, like 8 inches or 6 inches, depends on where we want our pleat to fall on our sleeve. It's not directly on the shoulder, it's around the sleeve area. So we place our tape from that back, we mark 6 inches, let's say 6 inches. So from the 6 inches, we now mark our width, our pleat width, which is 4 inches that I said. So I'll mark 4 inches. Then when we find the midpoint of 4 inches, which is 2. So when we fold it, we have 2 inches fold. I hope you understand. Please just listen to what I said first, and if you are practicing, you will understand better. And don't forget that Mikado is this kind of fabric that is very understanding, like it obeys ironing. So when you iron, it will stay. Can you see how I fold it inside? That's how to fold it inside. The 2 inches, you fold it, then you tack it around that side. So you tack it using your machine. You can tack it or sew it around, but you just need to tack it. So when you tack it at the shoulder, you can also tack it at the down. And when you iron it, trust me, it will stay perfectly. So you fold your tape. I said 4 inches. So when you fold 4 inches, that means you are folding 2 inches. I'm using tape to explain now. So it means you are folding 4 and 2 inches. When you fold it, that means 4 inches. Okay, so you mark the 6 inches or where you want your pleat to fall around the sleeve. Then it's that part that you now mark 4 inches. Then fold it into 2, turn it like this, and fold it to face your hem and your sleeve area. Mark the 2 inches. Just follow what I'm doing in this video now. You fold it inward like this. Then you tack. You will have tacked the place they meet, the place where 2 inches meet. You will tack it, then iron. When you iron it, the Mikado fabric is going to stay there. Okay, you tack it up and down, or you tack it up alone, or you sew it around. It all depends on you. That's how it works. I hope you understand me. All right, so after you've measured the 2 inches at the midpoint like this, then that part that 2 inches meets on both sides, that's where we will tack. So you tack it to make it stand. like that. So it's just to make it follow that pleat, nothing. But if you are sewing it around, it will be showing and it won't be fine on the dress itself. So that's why it's good to tack, this then iron it. You can tack it up and down, and that's all. You can see it's perfect. You can now do your hemming and any other finishing. That will be all for this video. Thank you for watching to the end. I hope you'll be trying this. Also, don't forget to drop your question if you have any. I'll be waiting for you there to reply you, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.